Browns and Ravens, the former of which has the divisional tiebreaker at the moment, coming off their head-to-head win over Baltimore, easily their best game of the season so far. D. Hall, how do they keep it up?
They have to run the football. We obviously know that, they got to play good defense. Myles Garrett, I think he's putting a lot of people on notice saying that, hey, he's an elite pass rusher. But this offense is what gets guys packed into that stadium. And so for me, it's not just about OBJ. You got to use the other guys. You got to give the ball to guys like Nick Chubb. You got to get the ball to guys like Jarvis Landry. Callaway's coming back. He was a vital part of their offense last year. And so they have a ton of weapons. But for me, you have to protect Baker. And so Freddie Kitchens, give the ball to the other guys on the team. Don't try to force feed a guy like OBJ, because everybody, when we go in there to game plan, we all know where OBJ is on every single play, and we're trying to stop him. And so you have to let the other guys make plays for this Cleveland Browns team for them to continue to keep moving forward.
That 88-yard run by Chubb, which you saw there in the video, and you referenced the longest in the NFL this year. It was also the fastest. The Browns running back flying on the play, just under 22 miles per hour. That's the fastest anyone's been on a touchdown this season. And he wasn't the only one hoping it. How about Baker Mayfield running downfield to celebrate with him? Reached his top speed this season as well, just under 18 miles per hour. A lot of issues for the Ravens defense on that play and in the game in general. Frankly, in the last 2 weeks, these last couple of games have been brutal for them on that side of the ball. They're last in the league in points allowed in the last 2 weeks, yards allowed, yards per carry, yards per play, rushing touchdowns. It has been brutal. Of course, they've played two very good teams in the last two games, but still, how do they turn it around?
But it doesn't look like Ravens' style of defense, right? You saw that play of Nick Chubb running 88 yards, and chasing him is Earl Thomas, an all-pro safety. And now Earl and another player on his team, the D tackle Brandon Williams, they got into it a little bit because he felt like, hey, Earl, we need to see a little bit more effort from you. What's Earl's response? Hey, in pregame warm-ups, you didn't even play in the game. And so it's that, to me, is that mindset. This defense has been known to be dominant, and they have to get back to that. And to me, it's just a mindset. Guys have to lay out and put it all on the line for each other. And that's what you aren't seeing with this Ravens defense that you've seen year after year after year. And you can't let a guy like C.J. Mosley out of that building, Zadarius Smith out of that building, and think you're going to be a better defense. Even Eric Weddle, he was the glue to that team. And so, I love Earl, and I think he's a dynamic player, but the guy has a point. You got to sell out. Everybody on this football team, for us to be what we need to be defensively, we all got to sell out and make every single play. And that was just one example that, to me, is not about the scheme. Can these guys do it? I know they can do it. They just need to go out there and execute.
And in the meantime, it's a totally different ballgame for Lamar Jackson when your defense is giving up that many points. Yes. No Ravens on the list of FedEx Aaron Brown nominees this week, but there are a couple of Browns players, including Baker Mayfield, who joins Jameis Winston and Phillip Rivers as the quarterback nominees. As for the running backs, we've got Leonard Fournette, who went for over 200 yards on the ground. Also, Nick Chubb, who we have discussed, and Frank Gore. Those are your running back options. All of them averaged more.
Yeah, Patriots are undefeated, and next up a game at Washington. But New England doesn't know which quarterback they're going to face in Washington on Sunday. Dwayne Haskins came in for Case Keenum in the second quarter against the Giants. Haskins, though, threw 3 interceptions. Colt McCoy is reportedly available after his coming off his injury. So Jay Gruden says he hopes to make a decision on Wednesday. Let's discuss this one a little bit with DeAngelo Hall, who got the black and charcoal window pane suit memo that we put out earlier today at the network. Okay, a lot of people would say go to the first-round rookie, Dwayne Haskins. They did that in the middle of the game, though. He threw 3 interceptions. You're saying, though, that's not really fair to judge him on that performance.
Yeah, it's not fair to judge him, Scott, because normally when you're the starting quarterback, you get a week of preparation. You get to go through your game plan. You get to really feel like, hey, this is what I like to do. And the coaches tend to work with you. For Dwayne Haskins to get thrown in the middle of the game when he had just heard his coach say, hey, there's no chance he's going to be playing, I'm pretty sure he probably wasn't in the best mindset for that game. Let me take y'all into a little bit of film to show you those interceptions. So this first interception is Jeremy Sprinkle. Now, if this is Jordan Reed, I'm 100% confident this route is run the way it's supposed to be. That receiver coming flat down the line, not falling down, staying up, and Jabril Peppers doesn't get a chance to make that kind of play. Great play by Jabril Peppers, but if that's Jordan Reed, I know that doesn't happen. This is Paul Richardson. This is interception number 2. All right, that's Janoris Jenkins. They're running a double move on him. This is a good ball. This is a 50-50 ball that every receiver would tell his quarterback, throw me that ball, I can get it from that DB. Doesn't happen. Janoris Jenkins makes this play. Great play by Janoris Jenkins. I can live with that. I can walk out and say, hey, that was the right play. We just didn't catch it. And this is Vernon Davis. We're constantly teaching these quarterbacks, hey, you got to throw it before they get out their break because you don't want to give these DBs time to watch him turn around, catch the ball, and drive on it. He does what you've been coaching him to do. You throw with anticipation. Vernon Davis doesn't catch the flash. Pops up in the air, tips and overthrows is what every DB loves, tips and overthrows. So that's all 3 interceptions Dwayne Haskins had that is not just people are fooling him and he's just throwing into coverage. That's just plays that I feel like, man, those receivers have to help him out as well.
I'm going to let you play the role of Jay Gruden right now. Who should it be as the starting quarterback for Washington on Sunday?
I'm going with Dwayne Haskins just because I just showed you right there. This kid is showing you he can make those throws. He can anticipate guys being open. And like I said, if I give him a week worth of preparation and I start to cater things that he likes. You heard Mason Rudolph say it after the game. Hey, coach asked me what I like to do, and I told him what I like to do, and I was successful doing it. And so Dwayne Haskins hasn't had the opportunity to do that. He's been running the scout team periods, reading the cards of the opposing offenses. Yeah. He hasn't been practicing his own offense and getting better. And so I want to put the pressure on Jay Gruden and say, hey, coach that young man up.
Who do you think he'll go with? You want Dwayne Haskins? Who do you think
he's going to be the dark horse? Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy?
I think Colt McCoy. He's been practicing. He knows this system. I know Jay Gruden likes him very much, and he felt like last year Colt was the guy to help win some games. Colt got hurt. I think he's finally starting to get back healthy. And yes, I would love to see Dwayne Haskins. I think it's hard to go back to Case Keenum at this point, but I think Colt McCoy is that wild card that nobody's talking about.
Okay, Jay Gruden says he wants to make the decision on Wednesday whether he announces it to us or not. Stay tuned to NFL Total Access. Lindsay?
The Giants switched quarterbacks a couple weeks back, and that's worked out pretty well for them. Daniel Jones and company riding a 2-game wave, and now they get their most experienced receiver back from suspension. Golden Tate dropped into a mix that's already proven to be pretty successful. Sean O'Hara, what kind of wrinkle does he provide this Giants offense?
Well, Golden Tate, obviously, yards after the catch is the first thing that comes to mind. Golden Tate's not going to necessarily overpower anybody. He's not going to out-jump anybody. But in this Pat Shurmur offense, that's what they're designing for. They want to get him in space. Now, you look at Golden Tate with Sterling Shepard, with Evan Ingram, they're interchangeable. You can move them all around. You can play them outside, inside. You're seeing some of the skills right here by Golden Tate, making guys miss, showing some explosive speed right there. He's a tough guy, too, so I think he's going to help out in the run game. He's not scared to come in and dig out the safety, Lindsey, in the run game, crack back on a defensive end if he has to, but they're hoping that it's instant offense. I look at Evan Ingram and what he's done, Lindsey, for this offense. The last 2 games, 167 yards receiving, and 124 of that has been after the catch. So they're hoping Golden Tate can add to that along with Sterling Shepard.
I got to admit, I didn't see Gallman's game coming last week. 118 scrimmage yards and 2 scores. Is that something that we can expect from him moving forward?
I think Saquon Barkley tweeted out that he thought he was going to have a big day. I thought Wayne Gallman was very good with his decisive runs. He got north-south. He finished a couple of big runs, broke some tackles. But the big impact was in the passing game. Lindsey, I don't know how the Washington Redskins just basically didn't even honor Wayne Gallman. They said, all right, Saquon Barkley's not playing. We're not even going to cover him. Look at this soft coverage right here. This is zone coverage right here. They basically don't even cover him. I mean, Daniel Jones, this is an easy pitch and catch right there. And here's the broken tackle right here that I was talking about before. Does a great job getting the first down. This one's even worse, Lindsey. Look at this touchdown throw right here. All right, this play is not designed to go to Wayne Gallman. Daniel Jones is looking left. He's got 3 receivers, doesn't like the option, great protection. Scans all the way back to Wayne Gallman, who's saying, hey, look at me. I'm over here. I'm on the team. Throw me the football.
Literally, waving.
The Redskins don't care about me right now. Wayne Gallman, 2 touchdowns. Great stuff. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to let Wayne Gallman run that open. They're a little bit better in
That's real open.
And they've been the second-best defense in terms of yards after the catch in the NFL this year. So they're a little bit toider.
Noted. Giants at 2-2 now. Same record as the Eagles in the NFC East. Eagles, by the way, looked for like a different squad last Thursday night.
Yes.
They ran for more yards than they passed. They ran the ball more than they passed. That run game success, was that game specific, or is that the formula for them moving forward?
I like the formula because 2 years ago, it's what got them to the Super Bowl. They led the league in runs over 10 yards, and they went back to that. Now, why? Carson Wentz, 160 yards passing. They went back to the formula because it was working so well. And I'm going to show you what worked well. Dallas Goedert came back to this offensive line. This is ride 35 wham right here, Lindsay. Dallas Goedert is going to wham this 3 technique, this defensive tackle. All right, look at this block right here. Yeah, get out of the club. And look at this running lane right here. Look at Jason Peters getting up here, Raggedy Ann and this defensive back right here. And, I mean, Miles Sanders right here. This should have been to the house right here. All right, I thought Miles Sanders was going to make that guy miss. But this is the impact that the run game has now with Dallas Goedert, they missed earlier on. But look at this combination block. This is a white picket fence right here, all right? Everybody wants the white picket fence, the big house. Well, the Eagles got it right here. Jordan Howard's got it. Look at Zach Ertz peeling back, and look at this great running.